What's up, good people? It's your girl Shantavia, and welcome back to Shantavia Speaks, where we heal, grow, and evolve together. So, let me ask you something. What are you defending? Think about it. Some of us spend so much time defending the very things that are keeping us stuck. We defend our behaviors, we defend our attitudes, we defend our dating choices, we defend the excuses we've been making for years. We defend relationships that we already know aren't good for us. And if somebody challenges us, you better watch out because we are coming for you because we just get so defensive. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself why? Why am I protecting the very thing that's hurting me? Some of you are defending relationships that you already know aren't good for you. You know you're settling. You know you're accepting less than you deserve. You're unhappy. But every time somebody points it out, you find another reason to stay. Maybe they'll change. They've been through a lot. I don't want to give up on them, whatever it may be. So, can I hold your hand when I say this? Sometimes it has nothing to do with them, it's all to do with you. Sometimes it's a self worth issue because you'll never consistently accept more than you believe and feel that you deserve. If you believe deep down that this is the best you can do, you'll always keep settling for less. Not because that's all that's available for you, but because that's all you believe you're worthy of. I understand low self-worth. I've been there and gone through that too. I've settled in relationships too, romantically and platonically. Looking back now, I realize I wasn't settling because I wanted less. I was settling because I didn't believe I deserved more. When we don't truly love ourselves, we don't necessarily give ourselves the best. We accept what aligns with how we currently see ourselves. It's a heart issue. Out of the heart flows the issues of life. So everything starts there. The way you see yourself, the way you love yourself, the way you allow people to treat you, the boundaries you keep or don't keep, the relationships you choose, the things you tolerate, your actions will always reveal what you truly believe about yourself. You can say you love yourself all day, but your life will eventually tell the truth. If you keep settling, if you keep abandoning yourself, if you keep accepting less than you deserve, don't just look at the behavior. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself that's allowing me to accept this? And here's the scary part. Most of us don't even realize we're moving the way we're moving because we're lost. We think we're making good decisions. We think we're protecting ourselves. We think we're choosing love, but we're really operating from wounds that we've never dealt with. That's why you defend behaviors that are hurting you. Because from your perspective, they make sense. Healing gives you a different perspective. You'll see life through a completely different lens. You start looking back at your life and asking, why did I accept that? Why did I keep chasing people who weren't choosing me? Why did I think that was love? The answer isn't because you were stupid, it's because you were hurting. And hurting people don't always see clearly. And here's another truth, we will forgive everybody else. We will give everybody else grace except ourselves. We will beat ourselves up for what we didn't know when we were in it. We replay the relationships, we replay the conversations, we replay the mistakes. We keep asking ourselves, how did I miss that? Why did I stay in that so long? Why did I put up with that? Look, you got to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. Forgive yourself for accepting what you thought you deserved. Forgive yourself for making decisions from a place of hurt instead of from a place of healing. Because you cannot heal until you forgive you. You are the center of your world. Your world, your life revolves around you. And I say this all the time, if you're not good, nothing in your world is going to be good. Not your relationships, not your peace, not your mindset, not your decisions, because everything in your life flows through you. That's why your healing matters. When you get healthy, everything connected to you has the opportunity to become healthier too, because it all starts with you. So start paying attention to what you're defending. Most of the time, you're not defending it out of wisdom, you're defending it out of fear. Walk with me. The fear of rejection, the fear of being alone, the fear of loss, the fear of starting over, the fear of not being enough. Fear is that ugly emotion that sits behind all of our deep seated insecurities. Fear has a way of convincing us to hold on to the very things we need to let go of. That's why self awareness is so important because you can't change what you don't recognize. Self awareness is the first step. So don't just ask yourself, what am I defending? Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Because a lot of the time, fear is the real issue. And once you identify the fear, we'll use the fear of rejection as an example, you stop treating the symptom and start addressing the root. The symptom is the behavior, In this case, the behavior is people pleasing. Instead of trying to force yourself to stop people pleasing, you heal the fear of rejection that's driving it. Okay, Shantavia, but how do I heal the fear of rejection? First, you have to understand where that fear came from. Nobody is born afraid of rejection. Somewhere along the way, you learn to associate rejection with your words. Maybe you were criticized, abandoned, overlooked, or made to feel like love had to be earned. Once you identify the fear, don't stop there, sit with it. Ask yourself, where did this come from? And some of you may be saying, okay, Shantavia, I know I'll people please. I know I can be controlling. I know I can be jealous. I know I avoid people, but I don't know what's driving it. Okay, then get curious. That's exactly what I did. I Googled it. I literally sat down and looked it up because I wanted to understand me. I wanted to know why I thought the way I thought, why I reacted the way I reacted, why I kept repeating the same patterns. Because I realized that if I could understand me, I could begin to heal me. That's a part of investing in yourself. That's a part of becoming self aware. Your phone is full of information, use it. And I still do that today. I'm always working on myself. I'm always working on my healing. I invest in me. We have so many resources right at our fingertips that can lead us to even more helpful resources. Let's use them because the better you understand yourself, the better you can heal yourself. So get your phone out and type in, what's the fear behind people pleasing? What's the fear behind promiscuity? What's the fear behind pick me? What's the fear behind avoidance? What's the fear behind jealousy? What's the fear behind being controlling? Let it point you in the right direction. When I started reading, things started clicking. I thought, wow, man, that's me. Then I asked myself, where did this fear come from? Because I wasn't born this way. Somewhere along the way, life taught me these beliefs. We live in a society that likes to tell people there's nothing wrong with you. But let's be honest, we know when something is off. We know when we're controlling. We know when we're jealous. We know when we're people pleasing, when we're avoiding people. We know when we're operating from fear instead of peace. The problem is instead of getting curious, we sugarcoat it. We normalize it. We make excuses for it. And when you keep making excuses for unhealthy behaviors, guess what? You stay stuck in them. That's why I always tell you to sit with your emotions. Your emotions are trying to tell you something. They aren't there just to make you feel something. They're trying to reveal something. And once you discover where that fear originated, that's where your healing begins because now you're not just trying to change the behavior, you're healing the wound that produced the behavior. When you heal the root, everything connected to it starts to change. You start setting healthier boundaries. You start loving yourself differently. You start seeing yourself differently. You stop needing other people to validate your worth. You stop people pleasing because your self worth is no longer tied to someone else's acceptance. You stop being jealous because you realize nobody can take what's meant for you. You stop living in fear because you finally realize and understand who you are. That's why I always tell you to get to the root because when you heal the root, the fruit begins to change. As I always say, you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. Now let that sink in. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this conversation challenged you, let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you. What are you defending and what's the fear behind it? If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Share this conversation with someone who may need it. And if you're listening on the podcast, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Until next time, I see you healing and it looks so good on you. Much peace, love, and healing.